Yeah, what up, beautiful souls? If your soul ain't beautiful, don't even answer up. But I hear you answering because I see your soul is beautiful. It's 11 pages in a day. We reading the Kabbalah, following the crown is the source for which streams forth an infinite height or an infinite light. Hence the name Ein Sof. It equals infinite, by which the highest cause is designated. For it then had neither form nor shape, and there is neither any means whereby to comprehend it, nor a way by which to know it. Hence it is written, Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. He then made a vessel as small as a point, like the letter, which is filled from this source. This is the source of wisdom, wisdom itself, after which the supreme cause is called wise God. Upon this, it made a large vessel, like a sea, which is called intelligence. Hence the name Intelligent God. It must, however, be remarked that God is wise, and through itself, for wisdom does not derive its name through itself, but through the wise one who fills it with the light which flows from it. Just as intelligence is not comprehended through itself, but through it who is intelligent, and fills it with his own substance. God needs only to withdraw itself, and it would be dried up. This is also the meaning of the words, the waters have disappeared from the sea, and the bed is dry and parched up. The sea is finally divided into 7 streams, and the 7 costly vessels are produced, which are called greatness, judicial strength, beauty, firmness, splendor, foundation, and kingdom. Therefore, it is called the great or the merciful, the mighty, the glorious, the God of victory, the Creator, to whom all praise is due, and the foundation of all things. Upon the last attribute, and all others are based, as well as the world. Finally, it is also the King of the universe, for everything is in its power. It can diminish this number of vessels and increase in them the light which streams from them, or reduce it, just as it pleases it. In another place, again, the same authority gives the following description of the deity and the emanation of the Sephiroth. The aged of the aged, the unknown of the unknown, has a form and yet has no form. It has a form whereby the universe is preserved, and yet has no form because it cannot be comprehended. When it first assumed the form, or of the first Sephiroth, it caused 9 splendid lights to emanate from it, which, shining through it, diffused a bright light in all directions. Imagine an elevated light sending forth its rays in all directions. Now, if we approach it to examine its rays, we understand no more than that they emanate from the said light. So is the holy aged, an absolute light, but in itself concealed and incomprehensible. We can only comprehend it through those luminous emanations, which again are partly visible and partly concealed. These constitute the sacred name of God. 4 things must be borne in mind with regard to the Sephiroth. 1. That they were not created by, but emanated from the Ein Sof. The difference between creation and emanation being, that in the form of a diminution of strength takes place, whilst the latter this is not the case. Whilst in the latter this is not the case. 2. That they form among themselves and with the Insaf a strict unity, and simply represent different aspects of one and the same being, just as the different rays which proceed from the light and which appear different things to the eye form only different manifestations of one and the same light. 3. That since they simply differ from each other as the different colors of the same light, all the 10 emanations alike partake of the perfections of the Insaf. And 4. That as emanations from the infinite, the Sephiroth are infinite and perfect like the Insaf, and yet constitute the first finite things. They are infinite and perfect when the Insaf imparts its fullness to them, and finite and imperfect when the fullness is withdrawn from them, so that in this respect these 10 Sephiroth exactly correspond to the double nature of Christ. It's his infinite and imperfect human nature and his infinite and perfect divine nature. In their totality and unity, these 10 Sephiroth are not only denominated the world of Sephiroth and the world of emanation, but represent and are called the primordial and archetypical man and the heavenly man. In the figure, the crown is the head, wisdom, the brains, and intelligence, which unites the two and produces the first triad, is the heart of understanding, thus forming the head. The 4th and 5th Sephiroth, mercy and justice, are the 2 arms of the Lord, the former the right arm, and the latter the left, one distributing life and the other death. And the 6th Sephiroth, beauty, which unites the 2 opposites and produces the second triad, is the chest, whilst the 7th and 8th Sephiroth, firmness and splendor of the third triad, are the 2 legs. And the foundation, the 9th Sephiroth, represents the genital organs, since it denotes the basis and source of all things. Thus, it is said, everything will return to its origin, just as it proceeded from it. All marrow, all sap, and all powers are congregated in this spot. Hence, all powers which exist originate through the genital organs. Kingdom, the 10th Sephiroth, represents the harmony of the whole archetypal man. The following is the archetypal figures of the 10 Sephiroth. Alright, y'all. We're going to take a pause for the cause right here. We're going to say, as usual, it's getting good. It's 11 pages in a day. You know how we do. Days of the strong. We're reading in the Kabbalah. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to see you on the next track, yo. Stay well, stay whole, baby. Stay peaceful. Stay profound. Forever in love. Always peace. I'm going to get at you. You already know.